Hello, and welcome to the DCUObook.com's challenge guide to the Gotham greenhouse. In this challenge, you will encounter poison ivy plants as outlined in the notes on our webpage www.thedcuobook.com. In this video, I'll try to be as thorough as possible and show you the locations of all enemies and resources. This video guide can be used in conjunction with the information on the website. There are various resources scattered throughout this dungeon, including restoration barrels and cocooned GCPD officers. Learning the locations of these will assist you in passing the dungeon more easily. Entering this dungeon, you'll straight away encounter a mini-boss, the Ancient Bloodroot. You must help Harvey Bullock defeat this boss and his reinforcements. Normally you would stay at range to defeat this enemy. You can find more information on the Ancient Bloodroot on the website under the Challenges section. Once you have defeated the Ancient Bloodroot, take care of his reinforcements. After clearing all the enemies, speak to Harvey Bullock and move into the dungeon. The first enemy you encounter in the dungeon proper will be the Gallows Oak. These big tree monsters will weaponize the green ivy seeds scattered throughout the room and use them to attack you. Next up is the Mandrake. Mandrakes will use a flamethrower attack to damage you. This is indicated by the lethal attack marker. Roll to avoid this attack as it can't actually be blocked. The final enemy type in this dungeon are the Thorns and Seedlings. These are generic enemies with no special attacks. However, if there are many of them, they can overwhelm you. In the next room in the dungeon, there are GCPD cops scattered throughout the room, as well as enemies. Also, note the location of the restoration barrels. You can kill everything in the room and release the GCPD before activating the terminal to open the door to the rest of the dungeon. After clearing the room, head to the door and activate the terminal to move on. After moving through the corridor, you'll enter another large room with gallows oaks and blood roots. Again, kill all the enemies in here before moving on. Note the location of the restoration barrels and the GCPD officers, as there are quite a large number of blood roots in here and they can overwhelm you. After opening the door, move into the corridor and you can kill the mandrake and the thorns before activating the terminal, opening the final door and moving into the poison ivy boss fight. The poison ivy boss fight is split into 4 phases. In the first phase, Ivy is controlling Robin, and you will have to damage him until he gives up the fight. Try to stay out of the line of sight as Ivy, as she has various attacks which she'll use against you to assist in whatever phase you are up to. Once you have damaged Robin enough, he will give up the fight, and Ivy's 2 Gallows Oak Guardians will attack you. Defeat these as normal to activate the third phase. After defeating the Gallows Oak Guardians and entering the third phase, Robin will attack you again. This fight is very much like the first phase. Defeat Robin to activate the fourth and final phase of the fight. After you have defeated Robin the second time, Ivy will summon her biggest threat, the Sequoia Lord. Again, during this battle, try to stay out of Ivy's line of sight. Note the location of the restoration barrels and use them to your advantage in this battle. The Sequoia Lord has various attacks, as well as being able to summon reinforcements. When the Sequoia Lord summons the Mandrake spores, he'll become invulnerable until you kill them all. Attack the Mandrake spores, killing them, and then move on back to the Sequoia Lord. After defeating the Sequoia Lord, arrest Ivy and wait until Robin comes to you. Speak to Robin and you have completed the challenge, as indicated by the quest completion notification on your screen. This has been a challenge guide brought to you by www.thedcuobook.com.